encoding overloaded, consider turning down the... Why? I don't know, it seems to settle. Alright, so, seems even the almighty Ryzen 2700X can't handle recording and streaming at like a slower preset at the same time. And I don't know if I can handle like doing one at regular and the other one at lower, because I turned them both back to their normal setting. So I may just have to like eat shit on the quality thing, video quality thing. I don't know. I guess it could also be capture card related, because this is like the portable version, and it's meant to be like, it's also trying to like rescale to, or can allegedly rescale to 4K. Like maybe that's like part of it, like the hardware isn't as dedicated or beefy to just full tilt recording. That, or it's because it's all being done over USB. There's many potential problems here. I presume this, like, you're seeing things again. I started reading Grappler Baki. I need to read / watch that. It's like, I've seen bits of it, and everything I've seen of it makes it look fucking ridiculous and fucking amazing. But, you know, finding the time. I found an AI that creates inspirational quotes. Is it any good at it? Anyway, let's get this show on the road. Yeah. We must do like 3 or 4 things in this galaxy to make a big thing appear, and then we need to do all that. And that will get an Orichalcum Plus, which, you know, needed for the ultimate weapon. And the reason I picked Omega is that Omega is goddamn war. Omega is also a bit shit at rolling once it gets hit, though. This is a boss refight, yes. Against the big Yit. Somebody should feel confused. You can be that someone. Okay, so it's, like, keep rolling. Got the right idea. Omega is slow, so getting out of the way of shots is a bit more awkward than I like. I basically have to roll constantly, but because I've only used it on like the final boss of this sequence in my main game, I used my own ships for the rest of it. But because this is Pride and everything does more damage, I'm like, you know, just do it with Omega the whole time. It's a bit of a learning experience. Roll, yeah. It's obviously working perfectly. I don't know, I feel pretty inspired by that. What I've learned is that I basically have to get like a PCIe capture card, like one that goes into the computer itself, just directly onto the motherboard. Which, you know, Evermedia has one that allegedly has no, like, you know, it doesn't need any drivers or anything, apparently. Well, they claim anyway. No plugins, no drivers. We'll see about that. But, yeah, it's that or the Elgato ones. I'm not very fussed either way. I know Chris gets like really good looking shit and he has a built-in one, so I think that's basically the way I have to go forward. Built-in one, and then, I don't know, keep the all-around as a dedicated machine. The other one around for like, you know, multi-card shit. I'm pretty sure OBS can do multiple capture card video streams. Pretty sure. The advantage of the PCIe one is basically that, at least so I'm told anyway, is that because it's going directly to the motherboard, it's a dedicated machine in there, that takes processing strain off of the actual CPU, because, you know, it will just be an actual dedicated CPU doing the work. That's also just wired directly to the main shit. But Dizziness is actually the collective unconsciousness trying to tell you not to have two, to not have two boyfriends. Please roll, Omega. Goddamn. It gets tapped once and then it basically gets stuck. I used you before and you were rad, Omega. Goddamn. No, you just can't fight faster bosses. And that's just how that goes. Please roll. That's just how that has to go, I guess. He got all the way up to A rank and he's still going. To get back to backer. Yes, by all means. There we go. It's absolutely insane. That's the impression I've gotten. Electroshock. Boom. You've unlocked one of the 4 gates. Well, the second, because like we had to beat one to actually get outside. And then there's there's just 3 more kicking about. One of them is down below, if I remember right. I realize I should be using the boost in fights now, because I can just do that to like throw water waves out. I keep forgetting about that. I'm not sure how effective water is as a damage dealer, but hey. We'll find out. There he is. It's the shark boss from Galaxy 2. Here's the main. I have some other shit to show off while we're in the gummy ship, which is say optional bosses in Galaxy 1 and 2. There's one in Galaxy 2 that I have to do for reasons, but not like ultimate weapon reasons, but just like showing off cool shit reasons. This one actually might be a bit of a pain considering its whole deal as it runs at you and suddenly starts biting. Yeah, it's alright. If I were smart, I'd try to use water to like and bust these, but you'd be lucky. Oh, there we go. So what has happened in Baki so far? I like. I feel like it's kind of hard to spoil because I've like heard some things and I'm kind of like I don't know how to process this. Like stuff about presidents of the United States and all, that being involved, which is a heck of a thing in itself. Where the other fighting shonen has much less genre elements. It's usually just fighting alternating with character development. There's no adventure or anything like that. That's kind of rad. There's a purity of that. If it's just like all fighting and just all like, you know, then character moments and then back to fighting. I respect that. That kind of makes it more apeshit based on the things I've like heard and the bits, like the pages that I've seen people post. Which is like the note that there's no adventure thing, it's just all fighting and character development is kind of fucking crazy in light of that. Like these things are just happening because. Mega just kind of mulches hordes, it must be said. time, like focusing on like just rolling constantly and just trying not to take damage. Be with you in a moment once I'm done not dying. Generally like it, but I have a few problems with it. Fuck. Which I didn't do too much damage, actually, all things considered. Which is a bit weird, because the bite usually does tons of damage, so the fact that Omega just kind of tanks it is, like, curious to me. Thought it was me getting hit. The Scarlet Shark. I don't remember where git number 3 is. Fapping around in space. You know it. Welcome, Hammer. Whoa, that shit. Yeah, this is Omega. Forgot to say, in case you know, your mom, I'm sure like one of you knows. Forget. I actually don't think that the mangaka is good at drawing fights. That's interesting. Admittedly, I haven't seen any of the fights. I've just seen the character designs, and the character designs are, well, I'm sure you know better than I do. There's muscle, and it's pretty much all muscle. Everyone is all muscle all the time, in ways that are fucking gorgeous. Yes, I was going to say that Omega is the recurring secret boss. Is unique. Yeah, it's definitely unique. Are you the git we fought to get in here? I forget. Well, there's no harm. Yeah, this is the... No, it's a different color, isn't it? I don't know, I forget. I just fight stuff. We're talking about grappler backing. We are indeed. I'm afraid to ask. Hat in Time DLC is done. Was fun. Good to know, because admittedly I haven't played it, but watching Chris play the first one was kind of like, oof. Oof. That was one that looked designed to just murder. Speaking of murder. Waste no time, does Omega. Omega... I'm actually forgetting if I completed the thought or not. Omega is the recurring secret super boss of the Final Fantasy series. He appeared in Final Fantasy 1 as just a random encounter just called Warmech, and has since been renamed Omega, and he basically just shows up with a design often like this. This is is very akin to his Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy, I want to say, 5 and 6 appearance. But then also his 13-2 appearance. Where he appeared, he was DLC and he looked like this. And he's hard as hell. He is hard as hell, basically all the time. So him being like a high-end ship in this is just adorable. Let's see, unlike the previous DLC, half of it wasn't shit that was only enjoyable by speedrunners or masochists. Yeah, it looked like that. Okay, no, we didn't need to fight that one yet. Alright, so let's see. Drawings often feel too cluttered with motion lines. It's often difficult to see what's actually going on. They also have no flow. I don't mean that multiple panels don't work together. I mean that sometimes the element of a single panel are kind of disjointed. I understand that. Like, it's something I've been noticing more ever since. It's sort of the same thing that happened with like action movies, where like when someone pointed out the whole thing about like long shots and actors actually hitting each other instead of just like jump cuts when someone's about to get hit, or like fake hits, you can't unsee it. So that's basically ruined like Hollywood action movies for me, well, most of them. The John Wick movies are fucking great for that. A, part's because of gunplay, but that also means they do like really long single shot takes, or at least enough like. Well, actually, you know, it is long single shot takes. It's like the corridor in John Wick 2, the sewer corridor, was like just one long take. That was fucking rad. I could honestly bitch about Death Wish mode for quite a while, but I don't feel like typing that much. I did kind of get. I figure I know what you're gonna say based on what I saw of Chris and doing it, and he's implied that he wants to go back and actually do it. So that's gonna be a tragedy. Like I'm gonna feel for him so hard. But yes, I have to go over to. I didn't mean to tap the mic like that. It's habit. I'm sorry. I have to go over to the shop for my mom, which is gonna take like 5-10 minutes. So I'm not gonna. I only just got 18 minutes in. God. I think I'll just save myself editing nightmares. I might just leave stream recording going, because I'm just gonna throw on like chargers and set out like quick speed. Just off I go. So yeah. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. 10 tops. It's just one of those days. Alright. See you in a little bit. I have to go. Where are my socks? There's my socks. If I could trust my son to wait here, I would just leave the mic on so you could just hear the cat washing himself and meowing in this room by himself, but he's not gonna do that. Alright. Laser butter. Oh, I'm sorry, Mama. It's alright, I'll be back shortly. Alright, this is what I need in the intermission screen. This weekend, right? Like, this weekend, I just need to like sit down and like work out all the improvements and shit, and I'm pretty sure I need like a motherboard-based capture card at some point. Fuck it. Say, Century Gummy Ship is so good. It's good enough to wreck the super boss of the Final Fantasy series. Wouldn't it be much better to just shoot the shit out of Xehanort with it instead of going mano a mano? Yeah, but that's not honorable. Alright? Like, he said things to us and he has a Keyblade. That means we need to duel him. If any man has a sword, you fight that man with a sword. There's no two ways about it. Any other way is illegal. Alright. Yeah, back in like a few minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. Call me a piece of shit and then like roll the chat up so I don't see it. Right. See you in a bit. Mute already. He's back. Give me a sec. I must change my pantaloons from the exterior wear armor to the indoor leader. This. Alright, what a miss. Poleaxes are superior anyway. Throwing pommels is the ultimate attack. Now we can do what we want, Hammer. We can't even say fuck. Naughty boy. Oh, socks off, it's too hot for this. Water. I'm rather miffed right now because one of my teachers is being a complete dumbass. Decided to, out of nowhere, schedule something for tomorrow and we gotta have shit ready for it. Fucking hell. My teacher was never that bad. I think big pricks about scheduling. Didn't really think much of like just stick scheduling like their stuff to stack on top of all their classes. Oh, I popped the mic real bad, sorry. It don't look like it. How much work is it? A bit. We gotta prepare a spiel for the work we made, and we got a printed version of the report for some reason. Do you have to bind it too? That was one thing we had to do like in later years. You had to like print the report and then you had to bring it to a binding shop and get like the fucking plastic wire like binding on it done. Because I don't know, to look fancy. To make it look like a real report, even though real reports in work I've seen so far have just been literally just like stapled stacks of paper. And they're not just PDFs attached to the email, which is the more common one. It's not much, but considering our group can't just get together on a whim and that printing something like that report is not so easy done. It's damn late. I'm trying to schedule it for Friday rather than tomorrow. Here's hoping, man. Here's hoping. It's a really dick thing of him to do. Like, that'll be worth it. Like, you'll... When you get out of university and you're done fucking about with this. Honestly, the entire course is a friggin' shit show. It signs it. Like, the shit you've gone through. How like, you and Emily both, actually. The whole thing about the cloud system was, like, similar to, but actually a bit worse than what I had to deal with in Queen. I say weeks to deal with as well. Good thing about studying physics is that most professors are fairly reasonable. I heard some really bad things from some of my friends who study engineering subjects about the professors. I can kind of corroborate that. Because, I mean... There were some, like, professors who were really cool. Like, they were really fine, like, really, like, you know, swell. They were good guys that just... You know, you didn't have to, like, fuck about. You didn't have to, like, didn't rush you about or anything. Like, the guy who took formal methods in third year, despite that being an absolutely brain buster of a course, he was actually a really good lecturer. Like, his methods were really good, the way that he would always, like... Instead of, like, waiting for someone, and it would usually be the same guy to answer every time, he would actually, like, pick people out and make them think to do it. How to think and talk through it and all that, and... shit like that. He was really good about that. And, what else was there? Computer arc teachers were also pretty good. There was this one asshole who I only had him in like second year for one module. It was like it's one of those modules that like is ostensibly meant to prepare you for real world work when it's actually just a load of wank. It was like it was like something about a project. It was like you had to like get put in a team and you had to like put together a project according to the spec given to you. And he was a complete asshole about it because, you know, he's a pompous dick normally. When he's just talking and doing any regular shit, he was just a complete pompous dick. His whole thing was expect the unexpected, which basically meant that he would just randomly change like the spec or what you had to hand in like 2 days before you had to hand it in. And he's like, this is how real software projects work. Like, you will just have things changed on you in the last minute. And having, you know, having been in like one software house for like a year, and I haven't been in like other placement students, granted. And I haven't been in like an actual software house as an actual engineer for a year. I kind of call bullshit in that entirely. Like, just entirely. Like, maybe if you're in a shithole that's doing like crunch, maybe, but like generally speaking, it never changes that drastically that badly. Unless you're like you have a completely unreasonable client, and if you have a completely unreasonable client, you really shouldn't be dealing with that client. Also, this is one we had to fight, if I remember right. It's only a flock of regular guys, but we have to do it. And the only other courses that guy taught were apparently like, you know, final year, like master's year courses. Like he taught like a module in the second half of master's year, which I never got to because I quit by that point. But based on that experience in, like, you know, based on that experience in second year, I imagine his course there will be just again for assholes. By an asshole, for assholes. This is like the only places you see these little swarming gates. It's weird. At least as far as I know, I don't remember seeing them anywhere else. Try and detonate on you. But yeah, man, like, it's the thing, like, when I got out of university, like, okay, like, the first year sucked, because, like, kind of had an actual job. My degree was difficult, because everyone wanted experience, even for allegedly graduate positions, and that sucked dick. That sucked so hard. I came, like, so close a few times, and then just got topped by someone who had experience or whatever, and it's just like, ugh. But when you're out and you actually manage to get, like, a job, I mean, provided the place is in the shithole, it's such a relief. Like, it's just such a relief. Like, there's a lot I like about education and, like, an educational lifestyle, but there's also so much I'm glad I don't have to do anymore. In some ways, university is worse than having an actual job. Granted, I'm not, like, high on a ladder in a team or anything. I'm not someone who has to, like, project manage and put my name to shit. But I think a programming course with its own platform they can use to give shit to students would have plenty of actual written code to work as examples for students, right? Nope, fuck all. Same goes for math-related ones. I would die if, like, they had, like, math stuff and just didn't give you, like, working examples. I would die. I would not be able to understand it. Like, I would just have to go, like, sorry, can't do it. Like, you didn't, like, you know, help me along here, like, just a wee bit. Can't do it. And that might be like, oh, you know, you're shit at this whole university thing, but that's just how that goes. That was the sort of reason, one of the reasons I quit, actually. Not that there weren't examples, is that they were so complex and he didn't really care to try and explain it. That would just kind of fell apart. The only examples you get is going to practical classes and copying from the blackboard. That's such a shit way of doing it. Such a shit way of doing it. That one, like, to be honest, like, my one, occasionally, like, they gave us code examples insofar as, like, what's that? They give us code examples insofar as, like, whenever you're, like, a project or, like, a class exercise or whatever had been finished, like, I say project, like a, what's the word? Something you'd hand in to get marked. Like, it's not a full project, but it was like it was basically like an exercise, like a marked exercise that would go towards your class grade. Check. They would put up, like, the proper finished examples of those after they were done. So that would be your code example. You just have to steal that and work off of that if you couldn't work it out yourself or couldn't do it yourself. And that was, like, a really shit way of doing it as well, honestly. At least to give us something, though. At least I could, like, cobble together shit I didn't understand. Reminds me of the time... reminds me of how, like, the entire semester, like, I did not understand the parallel programming courses. Like, its exercises didn't make sense. Like, how it did things didn't make sense. Like, I just couldn't get my head around it. Can you not break this, Omega? You don't have enough consistent damage because of the gravity cannon, or it looks kind of locked onto with the lasers. That's why, isn't it? That's where all his damage is.
Well, balls. Not that we need it. The purple bits just give you more bits of blueprints, and none of them are like... None of them like stack up to the stuff like Omega and Endymion, which you get from photographing constellations. Omega's constellation is in this galaxy somewhere. And you just photograph it and then you have a blueprint. You need to fight that way. Last semester they ran out of time and didn't manage to get one last thing in the practical classes, still came out on the test. Fucking dipshits. Fucking dipshits are right, that's fucking galling. Like, you can't get that shit out to students, you don't put that on the test. Like, you didn't, like, they weren't prepared for that, they had no way of dealing with it. It's fucking terrible. You know, it probably is that they just had the test written already, or they were just like reusing a test and, well, I say reusing, like using a question maybe or something, and they're just like, fuck it, just go with it. They didn't actually put any thought into it. You can actually catch that in some of our tests sometimes. One of my, I think it was Advanced Computer Architecture in 3rd year. I think it was that one. It was that or it was the 2nd year one, where like, I noticed, because I had done the past papers for that like quite a bit. That was my main way of studying for tests, was just doing the past papers and just, you know, trying to use examples and stuff learned in that and just just go from that and what you remember from your notes. That sounds terrible, but it worked more often than it didn't. One of them I noticed was like actually using questions almost exactly, like almost exact same wording. At most it has changed like some of the numbers involved for like their questions in this test, like just from like last year. It was the same question but just different like just different numbers. You know, instead of like, you know, programming accounting for like like a group of 10, like they count for a group of 5 or whatever. And it was just like, holy shit. And I just fucking wrecked that test. The laziness of some of like the professors at times is just, I say laziness, like they feel like a lot of them are probably like, are also like researchers and shit, so they probably are, at least some of them are like likely dealing with a lot of shit, and they're probably like basically working 2 jobs, doing like research work and then also doing work. But at the same time, it is kind of like, some of them you're like, you're just phoning this in entirely. Like, you can just kind of tell some of them are just like phoning it the fuck in. Whether it suits them or suits you or not. A friend of mine who studies electrical engineering told me that he had to do something where he was tested by some guy from the industry in the end. My friend had a minor disagreement with the guy. My friend did almost everything perfectly during the test but got a fairly bad grade. After that, the guy told him, I gave you a bad grade because you disagreed with me. I'm the boss here and I'm right. That's fucking galling. I hope he reported that. And the guy was so open about that. Like, you should have reported that and got him done or something. They got him, like, cast out and not used to that test again, because that's ridiculous. Like, that's, like, in electrical engineering and shit like that especially, that's how you get people killed. Like, if you just, like, you know, you're right, but I say you're wrong. Like, then you just, like, go, the boss just goes to his, like, oh, you do my way even though it's wrong. You're just gonna get people fucking killed. Having defeated the 4 fights, we unlock the inner sanctum. And behold, it's that guy again. But now he's pink. That is the Omega Machina. The Omega Machina is, well, A, named for Omega, so we're having Omega versus Omega. And B is the, I guess, quote-unquote, final boss for the gummy ship section. So he's like the culmination of all the easily accessible regular boss fights. Such as it is. Should have picked a different way up instead of dancing around these things. But yeah, no, that is fucking bullshit. Like, I hope he, like, found some recourse for that. Like, told, like, lectures and, like, professors and shit, and I hope they listened to him. They probably didn't, did they? They probably didn't. That's just how this shit goes, but, like, that's the sort of, like, extremely galling shit that, like, just shoot and fly. Alright, Omega Machina, let's go. This fight is a bit of a nightmare. If you don't have Omega, that is. Because, it is the fight, like, the first boss you fight in here, and then you fight it again to, like, unlock shit. Well, no, you didn't have to fight it again, I just fought it again, because I forgot. So it is the first boss you fight in here, and I'm pretty sure it's a reskin of a boss you fight elsewhere as well. The guy is friends with the professor. Many people complain about him not having. So it's just nepotism in its rawest form. Fucking fantastic. I mean, this sort of thing where you like I try to organize the students going to like the fucking head of school or whatever and just fucking getting them done. Just fuck that, like not taking that standard. Like, fucking favoritism, nepotism, or whatever the hell. That's just fucking not on. Omega Machina has a ton of health and a ton of everything. He like is constantly firing shots, missiles, lasers. There's constantly things sweeping in to get you. It's kind of hell. That's why like Omega is extremely recommended, because on top of just having really good rolling, which Omega does, which is really handy for this, and just having loads of damage and his gravity, like his fires and his gravity cannons and his lock-on lasers. Omega is also just, I mean, this is enough of a fuckhouse and like can roll really well to get it done. He also has a ton of HP relatively. I've tried doing this on my own ship, and no matter how good I could build it, even at like level 80 odd, I could never build one good enough to manage everything and just not die. Does it not possible make your own shit that works similarly to the Omega blueprint? From what I understand it is, you just need to be more of a Giga Brain than I am. Like, I've seen people, like, at least in Kingdom Hearts 2, I've seen people discuss, like, what they call the donut ship, which is literally just, you make a ring. You just make a ring-shaped ship with a big hole in the middle, and most of, like, your hitbox is usually centered on the middle of your ship, and also all shots are aimed towards that, but because there's a big hole, they just go through and you don't take damage. And that's how, like, people cheese, like, all the high-end optional, like, stuff in Kingdom Hearts 2, and apparently the donut shit works in Kingdom Hearts 3. But, you know, I didn't find that out until after I beat Kingdom Hearts 3 and was looking up how you do this without Omega. Omega is just like the easy cheese way of doing it. You can build like ships to do it, but you need to like also like level up to like 99, 100, whatever the cap is for the gummy ship. And you need to unlock like Cost Converter, which is an ability Omega has, where you just you basically eat your teeny ships that you can't equip them anymore, but they add their like their equipment capacity to your main gummy ship, so you can just make it bigger, better, put bigger guns and all that on it, more guns. But you know, you could do all that, and it's entirely valid. But you know, just for our purposes and just for my own sake, Omega. Fuck it. See, to change the subject back to Baki, the craziest thing about Baki is how Baki himself is just a normal fighting fanatic, because his parents are absolute psychopaths, and not in a good way. That's interesting, he's a normal fighting fanatic. Sanity. You know what I mean. To keep together my fractured shell, by not just immersing myself in gummy blocks building and grinding ship levels until I have enough to make the requisite ship. So how do you define a normal fighting fanatic then? Is it just he really loves getting, like, kicking people's shit in, and then everyone else is just a goddamn monster? I'm surprised the encoding isn't shitting itself about this. Yeah, I remember there was when this game first came out, I actually recorded a video. I don't think I have it anymore because that was on the old hard drive. Ow. Recorded a video of me trying to do this with my like regular ass ship I'd been using on everything to that point, which could deal with every boss up until this. And it was just me having to like mash the living shit out. Basically what I'm doing now, but with a much faster ship. And basically not getting a single shot in edgewise because I couldn't stay still long enough to like, wind up a shot and get it off on the main thing, whereas here, because of the way gravity works and the lock-on works, I can just keep releasing X and keep filming it.
Wow, this is mashing the shit out of roll. They're using Ultima, which is like the biggest lock-on cannon, and like Graviga, which is the big rowdy cannons. Basically seems to be the way to go. Omega does have like some fire here, but you know. I'm gonna get like a C rank on this, just because I think I actually went through the first phase a bit too fast and didn't destroy enough of the pieces for points, which is a crying shame. But that's right, no, because it opens up here and has like a mouth. Oh no, he's just gonna face it. There's the other one that I can get on top of me, like it has a mouth. That was the Ice Fortress. Yeah, I couldn't get past like phase 1 on like with my regular ship. You're doing so many Aerion rows, even Peppy her, I think it's overkill. I kind of love that about the gummy ship sections, is just jamming on the goddamn roll. You kind of have to though, because the shots just kind of like auto home and like drift towards you. So you can't really stay still for long, given like the way it's set up. Cause it's not really a bullet hell where you can like drift between bullets, because they just home in on you from like below on the same plane and all that. And you basically just have to go. I'm probably rolling it obsessively right now, just out of habit. No. When has habit ever killed someone? Besides always. Baki just enjoys fighting, but he never kills people and he always tries not to permanently injure them. He also has friends. His father, on the other hand, has no desire other than fighting, dominating, and crippling every life form he encounters. How the hell did he ever have a child? Unless his explicit goal was to have a child so he could then fight, dominate, and cripple the child. He's not done yet. You must hit out the core. This thing is a nuisance. Yes, that's okay. I'm fucking amazed. That's what exactly the reason. I know you might be joking, but let's just say you're not. If you are, although, given what's said, I could actually see that really being the reason. That's the case. That's fucking amazing. I respect that. No, it's not a joke. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's amazing. That makes me happy. Someone who truly enjoys fighting, then killing people is contrary to their goals. People who can live can potentially come back stronger and thus offer a better fight. This is entirely that's entirely how Goku works in Dragon Ball. That's why he just keeps letting like fucking hideous hell beasts just, you know, like the most evil people you'll ever see just like get up and walk away, because he's like, you know, they'll come back stronger and then I can fight them again. Because that's all Goku lives for, is fighting. I got Aurora Calcum Plus. Alright. I might need to mute. Maybe. And Goku is a dipshit, because then a lot of people get fucked over because of that. Yeah, that actually comes up constantly in series. That everyone else gets fucked over because of Goku just letting people walk away even though he absolutely shouldn't. Yep, I'm gonna have to mute. Hang on. Alright. Baki's mother supports his father because she only wants to mate with the strongest man, and she also really enjoys watching bloodshed. What happens if Baki defeats his father and therefore becomes the strong man? I'm glad you went there instead of me, Hammer, because I would have. No one would ever consider that. Baki is strong, but his father is basically undefeatable, even though Baki's end goal is defeating his father. So I guess that's like any good action fighting kung fu thing. The moment he defeats his father, it's gonna cut the black story end. Like any real good kung fu movie. That's strictly kung fu, but you know. Alright. Fucker. That's annoying. Alright. This is an optional boss. I didn't actually realize there was a speed wreck on this guy. Because my regular ship is fast enough to get in, and I've never actually caught the speed wreck before. I'd like to switch to... Oh, this is the editor. I want to embark from here. No. That's not the one. Alright, we're gonna switch to the other one now. Endymion. Who is fast? What happens afterwards is already more interesting than the fight itself. Ever. The blueprints are pretty good. There's a lot of really funny ones, and a lot of them have paired teeny ships. They're also make up for good shit. Endymion is the ship you pilot in Einhander, the PS1 Square Enix shmup whose dad made the gummy ship section for this game. So we have Einhander devs making an R shmup game, and neither put their old ship in here. So what did I miss? Why the lulz? Well, I mean, you did say if Baki wins the fight, he becomes the strongest man. And then there's what Baki's mother wants to mate with the strongest man. And then you say what happens after the fight is more interesting than the fight itself. We're having fun. So yeah, Endymion is fucking fast. Yeah, incest is not what I meant. Endymion is fucking fast. It has a pretty good gun setup, which is one Blizzaga and then two Firagas, I think. It's a good size and shape. It has good rolling. It drifts pretty fast. It's a bit light on health, but that's fine. Pretty good ship. Of course, I mean, what happens to the protagonist goes? How does the world change, etc. It is always kind of trying to it's always the thing where stuff about becoming the strongest is that what happens when you become the strongest. Forgive me for getting a bit popular culture moment here, but that was the thing I really liked about Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, and the first 10 minutes of Avengers Endgame, was that you actually for once got to see what happens when someone big and main achieved their goals. The villain achieved his goals. You got to see the villain win and then just retire. He's just yeah, I'm done. Just pissed off. That was fucking really rad and interesting. You don't see that a lot. Didn't stick, of course, since otherwise you wouldn't have a movie franchise that you could just keep milking shit from. This is the gimmick with the snakes, by the way. There's two snakes, and the second one appears when the first one's near dead. I think under 50% health, which is as near dead as these things count. Just gonna get you knocked out. That's the other thing. Endymion has a radome, I think it is the part that does it, a radome or whatever. A radome lets you see enemy, specifically boss health bars in your gummy ship mode, which is handy to have. I keep forgetting that and never put radomes on my shit, because I'm just oh, I could just use the space for more gun. But it's good to have, because then you know A, how much damage you're doing, and B, how long you have left till the boss is dead. Which is important for people who really care about scores and times. I mean, most villains don't really win. They just stay at the top, fucking people over until someone stops them or they reach the natural end of their lives. Some do, of course. Thanos would be one of them. Yeah. It is kind of, you're right. It is kind of thing where I kind of wish more things would just do the thing where like the villain has a defined goal, whereas like once he wins, that's it. He retires so he won, and it's not like so much staying on top and fucking everyone over as it is he won, job done, let's go, time to go home. You can't say that about say the Joker. Yeah, you can't say that about most comic book villains really, because you know. The end goal is always like to be in a perpetual state of chaos or violence or like villainy or like ruling over the world or whatever. Yeah, that's them guys. We didn't get anything other than the XP rewards because I actually already beat them because I needed to kill them to get the pieces for both Endymion and Omega's blueprints. So once you get the blueprints, you actually need the gummy blocks used in them to actually be able to use them. And some of them were locked behind that gate, so I had to kill him. Where there's 2 optional bosses in the world map in the next zone. One is very important, the other one is just like a regular piece of shit we can beat up, if I remember right. But I don't remember where he is, unless I'm misremembering. Which I might be. We might have actually already fought him, even. It's hard to say. I should have thought. You can have teeny ships, so, look at these things. As far as I know, Endymion doesn't... Endymion, whatever. Like, the pronunciation will change every time. Doesn't have his own, like, special teeny ships. But there's all these. But, we're just gonna bring, like, you know, these. Just block-on cannons. It's fine. But yeah, so many good blueprints. Yep. They're all really good. There's actually a really good one of these. I think I might have passed over it when I was going to get Omega. But I'll like show it again in detail. It's fucking rad. It's like it's really good. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. First, I need to make sure this thing actually exists. No, not treasures. Gummy records. Gummy missions, even. This is the one. This is the one. Yeah, there's another one in here. Or are 2 in here, actually. I don't remember where those 2 are, and I'm pretty sure the one I'm looking for isn't actually like this. He might be this goal. Hey Hammer, hey Space Cadet. The Mamley's also here. Say hello, David. So one thing I dislike about Baki. I feel the power levels are kind of inconsistent. For example, Baki at the age of 13 doesn't seem any weaker than at the age of 17, even though he spent all his time training and fighting. I guess that's kind of like... I mean, the series isn't like one of those ones where like people are throwing like fireballs and key blasts and shit. Oh no, everyone in chat's blue. On my screen, you're purple, David's green, and Hammer's blue. These gets, which is to say, it's more fucking space worms. Mecha Heartless worms. Only these ones are just straight up called space worms instead of comet crawlers. These are ones you can just like counter regularly, you know, just fucking about instead of being like an optional super boss that has like a speed I say super boss. An optional boss that has a speed requirement in the first galaxy. I guess technically speaking you're meant to fight these ones first, long before you fight the comet crawlers, but you know, what's the difference really? Meow. He's downstairs squeaking at the door. Yo, hello Nocturne. Nocturne. On Hammer's you're red. On my one you're actually like yellow, but like not a bright yellow, like a bit of a dull yellow. Red for you as well. I wonder why, like, I wonder if it's a thing OBS does, or if it's just all, it is just like working out that way by law. Greeny for him, for David. Interesting. Yes, hello everyone.
The yellow worm, first you die. He knocked. You're doing that somewhat on purpose, I know, because you made the knocked guard joke. And I want to tell you, David, I respect it. Yeah, I guess it's maybe the kind of thing where it's like the author doesn't entirely know how to convey greater strength for him. Even though I think that would be obvious, like he'd be able to like just, you know, throw bigger pieces of shit than he used to be able to. Did I try SteamWorld Heist yet? I have not tried SteamWorld Heist yet because basically after I bought it, I had just been like either going to work or in a fucking haze. But I'm going to. Don't you worry about that. I'm half debating doing it on stream or just like doing it by myself. We'll see. It basically depends entirely on how badly I want to play like Giga Wrecker ult. I don't remember if the other optional boss in here is just the big git who we're gonna get to, which is why I picked this ship. But yeah, I don't know if it's him or if it's there's another one and then just forgetting, like another like 5-star fucker about it, because I do not remember offhand. I would totes watch the stream. Also, Giga Wrecker is interesting. Yeah, I'm really interested in Giga Wrecker. Not just because the title is the word Giga in it, but also it's been on Steam for a while now. Yeah, they've like released the Giga Wrecker ult, which is like the Steam version on consoles with like extra levels and shit apparently. I was gonna grab it on Switch and just have a look and see like what Game Freak get up to the few times they're allowed to make something outside of like Pokemon. Yeah, I know that's one of the things that really draws me. That's made by Game Freak. It's kind of like, ooh. The only other thing I can remember recently they made that wasn't like, it wasn't Pokemon and wasn't on a Nintendo thing was that Temba, whoever it was, the badass elephant, which is, I mean the title was interesting, but I wasn't very fussed on. I didn't play it. I just wasn't very fussed by the look of it. Yeah, I think like the only other thing in here is the big fuck. So this, you know, fuck it, let's just go. Yeah, that was made by Game Freak. It's like, I think if I remember, it's like a runner thing, which is kind of like, it didn't catch my interest much at least. But hey, fair play to them for trying. So the big shit is inside here. This isn't just a big fancy set piece. There's actually a boss fight in here. And you need, unless it's been pushed out by a Proud. Why can't I do that yet? I should be able to do that right now. Oi, let me in. I should be able to fight you right now. I fought this thing before. I'm pretty sure I fought it before the end of the game, at least. How about it? Oi, fucker. Let me in. It's not a speed thing. It would tell me if it was the speed like thing, and I know Endymion can get through there because I used it to fight this thing on I used it to fight this thing in fucking my regular playthrough. Let's see. Unless it is just like, it really is just like, oh, you can't, like, you need to fight all bosses and I'm missing one. Unless I'm flying in at the wrong part of the thing. Okay, yeah. Apparently I've just approached it from the wrong angle. The Kickstarter for the Devil May Cry 5 board game has started. It's already been like 2 yards and it's almost 50% of the way there. Fuck yeah. Story starts with Baki having a fairly close fight with an amateur karate champion, and then it's revealed that he's already the champion of the underground arena where even world champions are seen as weaklings. He also defeated people that could easily destroy the boxing world champion 4 years earlier. I guess he was just withholding his power level. Board games are something I would like to get into, but no one play with because I'm Mr. Larry Loner. David's right. You're better off not because the money sucker of a hobby. He's been... Like, I don't currently ask how much money he's put down on fucking, the Bloodborne board game, Bloodborne board game fucking Kickstarter. If you buy them. If you get someone else to buy them, then you get the benefit or the cost. That said, I still buy too many. I mean, that's entirely hard. Like, I use you and David Nocturne. Is just you have all the board games, so I don't have to. Correct decision, Gavin. Alright, we have to go in here then, I hear it. Into the fucking blue bit. I thought anywhere would have done. But no, alright, there we go.
Huh? I think it's hostile.
How about a friggin' bundle of board games? I'm assuming it's printable stuff. Most likely is. That is like... Some have like Steam versions that are like just digital versions, like Mysterium has that. Ow, 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 ow. Wow, that did a lot more damage on Pride than it used to. Than it does on normal. Use me for my board games? How could you? I mean, it's kind of, I say that. It's kind of the thing where you just kind of go like board games, and I just kind of have to appear and play them. I'm kidding. They're good. I thought it was because I was witty. Like, you know, like, it can be one and the same. Galaxy Trucker is a cool digital version too, that's right, yes. Anyway, this is, just to get it in at a moment. This is the Schwarzgeist. I think I probably horribly mangled that pronunciation, I'm sorry to Matt personally for that. Schwarzgeist. This is the final boss of Einhander. So we are fighting the final boss of Einhander with the ship from Einhander, with what, if I remember right, is a remix of music from Einhander playing in the background in this whole section of this game developed by the Einhander devs. It's fucking great. I loved it. This is adorable. I find all this out and I'm like, this is fucking cute. Schwarzgeist? Yeah, it's spelled like that. It's like, this writes it all as one word, but it's spelled basically exactly like that. We should do online board games. Galaxy Trucker probably work better online. Probably would. Not just board games simulator, Hammer. Like, Galaxy Trucker has like an actual genuine Steam version. Like, there's a few games like that where they have like the straight up like Steam versions. I say Steam versions, like PC releases of their games that you can play online with people. It means Black Ghost. Ah, interesting. I figured Geist was Ghost because you know, I've heard that before a lot. But, didn't know the black part. Well, I mean, it doesn't look very black right now. No idea how accurate the Einhander this is. From what I understand, it looks the part at least. But, you know. No idea if, like, I'm assuming all these weapons are actually, like, fairly accurate to Einhander. I'm gonna back the Devil May Cry 5 board game, may God have mercy on me. It was actually fairly cheap. Tabletop Simulator is good for trying out games you're not sure of, and it's a good way to get into board games you find hard to get groups together or find people who like them. There you go. I don't remember it was... No, it wasn't Tabletop Simulator. It was another program thing that's used for, like, playing tabletop role-playing games specifically. I forget the name of it. I need to go look for it again. That some people I watched a podcast play Dungeon World, it was called, which is like a really simplistic D&D-esque tabletop RPG. And that's one I want to play with you lot at some point. Like I want to play that with you lot at some point. I say you lot, I mean like David and Nocturne, and most likely anyone else who cares once I like figure out how it works. Because Dungeon World is like, if I remember right, just entirely digital in PDF, and then you just use like dice rollers and like a tabletop modeler if you want, or you can also do it live with just whatever pieces you want or whatever, because it's mostly just talking and dice rolls. But it's logistics to work out at some point later. Because being a tabletop RPG, that means making characters and shit. What are you playing? I wasn't paying attention. Basically, like a tabletop RPG we can play like online called Dungeon World. I say online. Like this PDFs and shit you can just buy and use. And we can use like this, as far as I understand, free website thing to like basically play it online instead of like gathering in person. Though you can also play it in person as long as you have like the books and some dice. D&D shit. I mean, we have to do like proper D&D or like actual tabletop RPGs at one of these at some point. And that'll be a whole other bundle of fish where we spend like a good 4 hours fighting fucking like a few goblins harassing like an apple cart. And that'll be like the entire session for the day, and then we just like fuck off for 2 weeks, come back, and then we start the actual quest, get 3 feet, and then get into another fight. Which is why I want to do Dungeon World, because Dungeon World is basically like Dungeons and Dragons, but like super fast, and like a lot of the combat mechanics and stuff like reduced down to just like single dice rolls and shit. You hear about the Elder Scrolls pen and paper adventure thing? I did. Like, that was fucking ridiculous. 4 hours? Ha. We're not that weak. 12 hours or nothing. Streamlined, yeah. The Dungeons and Dragons thing was, Dungeon Dragon. The Bethesda, like, Elder Scrolls thing was, they ripped off, like, an entire scenario from Dungeons and Dragons playbook. Like, almost word for word, and, like, only barely changed it a bit to, like, make it sound simpler and, like, add some Elder Scrolls terms, and then some other ones they just ripped off wholesale from the thing they were ripping off. I was clearing out the files on my PC. I found my folder prepped for that fake game. Ah, I remember that. That was the thing we tried once. We tried to, like, me inspired by, like, the Dungeon World podcast thing. It was like, I could basically just reskin Dungeon World as, like, a Fate Stay Night, like, Holy Grail War tabletop RPG. I think it could work well enough. I probably have to, like, refine it better now. And I had such ideas of, like, the storyline and, like, the villains I wanted to do for that. And the things that we could, like, pull off with, like, everyone playing against each other, with each other, whatever. But, like, only, like, David and, like, another friend of ours, one friend of ours, they were the only ones who actually, like, did prep for it. I think Nathan might have done prep for it. I forget if he actually completed his prep for it or not. David went fucking deep on his prep. He went nuts. He picked, like, a caster class, and he was, like, going fucking crazy with it. It was rad to see. That was the shit I loved to see. I had such ideas for the storyline for that. I was, like, going to, like, pull blinders. I was like, oh, shit. At least I thought it was, oh, shit. But I even had my own ideas for servants I would have used if I was a player for, like, the second one or whatever. But, you know, never got to come together, because everyone's kind of, I say everyone. 2 of you, maybe 3 of you actually did your prep and handed it in, David, 2 other friends. And then, you know, the rest just didn't, and it just never came together. Who knows, maybe we'll actually resurrect it someday when, like, Nocturne watches Fate and gets, like, the fever. Fully suspect you basically would have victimized me solely because my plan was nearly rock solid. I mean, the thing is, the chosen villain I had, that corner is not safe against those lasers. The chosen villain I had was actually, like, he wasn't intended to be a hard counter to you, but the way you built your stuff up comically made him a hard counter to you in a way that I fucking adored, personally. I'm pretty sure I give them both 0 in Stay Night, like Unlimited Blade Works, the show. Like the UFO table animated show. The UFO table version, I should say. But, I'm doing it, guys. I'm getting the anime fix. Fate comes highly recommended in general. I love that series. It has some stumbles, Grand Order, and Prismalia, but you know, it's a fucking fantastic series. I love that. Like that world, that like the original Vision novel, the games, the art. Is that how it's pronounced? UFO table? I think so. I don't know if it's UFO table or UFO table. I never heard it said aloud. I'm just assuming it's UFO table. It's more than I watched this year. I have watched 2 anime this year as well, actually. Mostly because I've been playing video games and streaming. Although there's one I need to get back and watch that Mineria Friends, because that's based off of like Cygames shit. I was interested in that. There's not a lot else that caught my eye this year. David showed me The Promised Neverland, and that was... I always went with UFO Table. If any of you say so, I'm pretty sure like it's meant to be Table. You're probably... I don't know, it's a Japanese company, so you might be more right, actually. Fate is a series I don't think I want to get into. I already care about enough shit. Fate is fucking amazing. I watched the first Fate anime when it came out. The Dean Stay Night one. the Dean Stay Night one is a goddamn tragedy. It is a fucking butchering of the Fate route from the original visual novel. The UFO Table ones are a lot better. Like their adaptation of Zero is fucking rad, and then they adopted Unlimited Blade Works, which is the second route from the original visual novel. And they also like reworked it slightly to be like a direct sequel to the Zero animation animation adaptation specifically. It works really well, and I would hardly recommend that shit. You want me to die, demon? Promised Neverland is just so good. It's so goddamn fucking good. It is so good. I haven't been just that like fucking blindsided by an anime before. Not before. It's like in a while. I've been blindsided by an anime before like that, but I've never been just fucking like destroyed. I haven't been destroyed in a while, I should say. Not that I haven't been. I have been, but I haven't been destroyed in a while. They're both so damn good, but I do think I give Zero the edge over Stay Night. I think I would actually give Stay Night the edge, but that's when I say that, like I kind of have to rate it like I would give Heaven's Feel the edge over Zero, and then Zero the edge over Unlimited Blade Works, and then Unlimited Blade Works quite the edge over the original Fate route, which was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good, but it was like very much like the one where they were setting all the rules and shit down, and they didn't have like. He didn't get fucking crazy with it. I think Fate was one of the first anime I didn't finish. It was extremely mediocre. Yeah, that was the Dean animation for you. Dean adaptation was goddamn terrible. It changed a lot of shit. Like his animation was really like dull and uninteresting. It didn't do a lot of the cool stuff from the VN. It picked the Fate right, which is, as I said, good, but it's not where all the really great shit in Fate Stay Night happens. Because it's the route where the guy's like, okay, let's set up all the rules, the world, get a baseline for all these characters before he goes fucking nuts. I have to take your word on that for now, as I haven't seen all of Heaven's Feel yet. Heaven's Feel goes places, man. Like, I'm waiting for us to be able to get the rest of those movies. Like, movie 2 came out in Japan in, like, January this year. I'm hoping we get that, like, or they release, like, the Blu-ray thing the way they did the first one in a bit. Because, I think that's the part where it starts going fucking apeshit. And once it goes apeshit, oh my god. Like, Heaven's Feel, like, does not take piss about. But yeah, like, the original Dean, like, 2005, 2006 anime adaptation is pretty shit. But that's just kind of Studio Dean in general. But if you see Studio Dean on an anime, odds are pretty good you should just skip it, because it's probably going to be pretty shit. They just weren't a studio of really good animators, really good, like, you know, animation or direction or anything. Schwarzgeist has a little tiny core that got a little bit of health. It's weird. This thing can still fuck you up though, so you know, don't get lackadaisical into like this. Still not black, I notice. Does that have a format for this ever yet? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I remember just killing it and going, oh, okay. Yep. We've now beaten Einhander. For beating Einhander, you get like another Ultima, you get the Tracking Laser Super,
You get Golden Highwind, which is the first ship of like super tier weapons and all stats super high, and the Schwarzgeist itself, which is I didn't actually use, but you know it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically all the gummy ship stuff. I fought all the major bosses. Really rad addition. The fact that it has its own like. Nothing tells you the Schwarzgeist is here beyond like you might look at the gummy missions and go like, oh, there's a gap in like Misty Stream, or like if you look at the trophy list and that will tell you to go fight it. But yeah, that's pretty rad. And in fact, you can do it with the Blu-ray for Heaven's Feel 2 comes out in August in Japan. Fuck yes. Oh, you know what we must do. I'm importing that day one. Oh, you know what we must do. Back in the mid-2000s, just watch what people made subs for. Yeah. When I like first really got into watching like subbed anime like online and like on my computer, it was for a while. It was basically just Lucky Star and the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, because that was all I could actually get my hands on. And then I began like finding actual subgroups and worked out how torrents work and everything else just began to fall into place. Doesn't say about English subs though. I assume it has them, but trying to find confirmation. We probably won't find confirmation until like, the product page goes up properly closer to time, because it was mentioned on like CD Japan's product page when I went to import the first version. Pretty good subs at that, because it's Aniplex. I'm pretty sure they just like bring their subs over wholesale, but they already have like done up for the English release. Yes, I'm just drifting along now. Look at that water. Is that the one that's open? That's the one that's open. I mean, have it pre-orderable and all right now. They might be worth like getting it from them, but I'm gonna wait and whoops, that made too much noise. I'm sorry. Fuck me. When I started watching anime, Lucky Star didn't even exist. I guess technically speaking that applies to me as well, because I was watching like anime on TV. You mean like anime on like PC, like, you know, like as we do now? Then yeah. And like Lucky Star didn't exist. Lucky Star existed when I started up. You started with Elfen Lied. Actually, I remember watching that. I don't remember much about it. I just remember going like, yeah, that's kind of alright. I mean, anime with subs. Alright, yeah. You started well before me then. Elfen Lied, that was like 2003 when that came out, wasn't it? I didn't watch that until like 2008, 9. Yo, there we go. Did you confirm subs then? See Japan, Heaven's Feel 2 with English subtitles in the title, August 21st. Fuck yeah then. Sick. I'm gonna go like... I'm not gonna pre-order it yet, because I'm pretty sure like they want to like charge up front, if I remember right. I forget how I haven't ordered something from CD Japan in a bit. I'm gonna like, when I get paid next week, I'll pre-order that and just get it out of the way. Because that's the good shit. The first Heaven's Feel, like, limited edition was like really fucking good. The box is gorgeous. There's a whole art book that's rad. Like, there's like an optional, there's like a Blu-ray with like add-ons and extras and shit. Yeah, I'm getting the limited edition. Just keep the set going. I'm also actually gonna get like, the UK has a local release of it that's like just out of like Heaven's Feel 1. I'm probably gonna get that as well, just like support the cause. So I want to actually like start building like an actual Blu-ray DVD anime collection. Elfen Lied was 2004. Ah, but you think you watched it in 2005 or 6? So 2006 was when I started, because I remember that distinctly. 2006, or maybe it was 2007. It was thereabouts, because I remember like that was also the time where at night, whenever like I wanted to like stay up at night, but there was a school night, to hide the fact that I was like on the internet, I would use the Wii internet browser and just turn the TV off whenever my mom was walking about. And then when she went to bed, I would just stay up like an hour, 2 hours reading, like, just reading stuff, like stuff on the LP archive and other shit. Speaking of collections, most of my Promised Neverland manga vaults arrived today, and ooh baby, you couldn't even find all the episodes with subs. Man, that's how you know you're from far back. I mean, that OG, like the madman who would like search for like fucking VHS tapes and shit. Lucky Star came out in 2007. All right, so that must have been 2007 then, when I was started watching. What was I going to do? No, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So this is the. Actually, we'll show off the. I'll just show it off when I'm like getting ready to set out. I can just land there though, is the thing. I'll go in and I'll like show them off in here. This is weird, this one. Yeah, there's Schwarzgeist. Considerably more black there. Never actually used it, not sure how it holds up, but it has shields and shit like that, so pretty durable. The other one I want, there's the airship, which is from this Heartless in Final Fantasy. Might be Final Fantasy 4, it looks like that. No, I think it's from Final Fantasy 6. But yeah, this is the one I wanted to show off. I can't rotate it in here. We'll do it. We'll see if we can do it in the editor. No. Boop. Airship 1 is pretty great. Like, look at this thing. You get this for doing all the flans. Like, it's a whole little, like, piece. I don't even know where the goddamn guns are, real. There's, like, I can see, like, the lights or, like, the lock-on stuff being used as lights. No idea where, like, the rest of your guns are. You don't have many, because you only have an offensive 180. But look at the health on it, though. It's fucking great, this. Oop. Golden Highwind, which is just fucking war in general. This is basically as close to like max stats as you can get. This is an odd one. Can't ban the flat. This is also fucking funny, this one. Hey, look, 1020 offense on the stationary squadron, that's nuts. Cody, hey, we got them. Like, I guess these are like the MDM's like options. Then we finally got them. You get them for beating the Schwarzgeist then. Good to know. That's pretty rad though. Look at these. Hot air balloon. Oh, these are fucking fun. I haven't looked at half of these. The Falcon, and there's the Invincible, which are the forms you can make your ship take in like your previous games. Like these are like a little alternate versions, blueprints you could get. Yes, Nye, I believe is the not fun times where it's time to grind materials. I'm gonna go here, I think. This is the part of the stream where I just grind materials without end. I say without end, but until like, I don't know, an hour from now when I go like, alright, it'll be me for the night because I work tomorrow, and then I'll probably just keep grinding off screen and then stream on the weekend maybe. If I have everything in them. I need 2 Wellspring crystals from here, and then we need a single Sinister crystal to put that in the shop, in the Moogle shop's like item stock. So once we do that, I'm pretty sure we have 58 materials, and that will unlock the ultimate weapon for
Come on, fellas.
For manufacture, for synthesis, manufacture, whatever, same thing really when you think about it. We need 2. Do we have a lucky ring? Force ring or Calcrum ring technicians. We don't have a lucky ring. Shit. Well, that is unfortunate. Let's have a look. Does anything have Magic treasure, maybe. No, well, we're just gonna have to fucking wing it then. May as well. What is the best shit? I think this is like high end. I forget. Or Calcum ring, still a good bit, but actually bring our AP down, but our stats up. Yeah, we'll do that, and we'll need. What was that ability? Hang on. Where is it? No, abilities, yeah. It must be in here. So there it is. Wizard's Ruse. Potentially. The wizard ruses you. He just absorbs his MP and becomes like super massive again. Oh yeah, I never did use the nano gear. Welcome back, Emily. I'll stick that on for giggles. For night, we need a favorite deputy. That's the good shit right there. And yeah, nano arms. I'll just show that off a bit, but not in the first fight we're gonna be doing here. Actually, hang on a second. We don't happen to have lucky. What was it? Was it luck strike? Lucky strike? I forget. I'll know by the description of it if it like it mentions luck and it has like a certain description. That will be us. Welcome back, Hammer. More or less at the same time. Yes, we want that shit, but that's not what we're looking for right now. So you forgot that the Mario Maker 2 Direct was today. I knew it was today, but I just wasn't very interested myself. Not that, like I might even actually get Mario Maker 2 and actually give a shit about playing it this time. I say that because I played Mario Maker a bit, and I actually played like people's levels a good bit. Never actually like made any myself because it's kind of like I don't know. I don't have it. Well, Goofy should have it though. Where's equip that? You man, there it is. You got it at least. Really sure to like put some of these abilities on him earlier. Might as well do that. Yeah, fill him up, why not? Need to play a bit more Mario Maker 1, made a few. Maybe I'll actually like, get it and do that this time. But yeah, that'll do. Alright, so I need 2 Wellspring Crystals from here. Which are just fought by off like the regular gets around here. There's a pick they're currently like right here that I remember getting them from. It's the guys in the little skull hoods in particular. Hey, we got one already. Oh, fuck me then. We're quids into there. Lightning stone. I went and made a lightning crystal, so we don't need like that crystal anymore. Come on, make it 2. Hey! Alright then, fuck it, we're done. Now we need to go get the Sinister Crystal from Monstropolis. That went stupidly easy. Actually see all the stuff I've done. And then let's go. That's the main thing now, is because I'm actually like streaming and shit. I could actually just play people's levels on stream and all that for giggles. I remain to be decided on this, or do like just streams of making levels actually. So yeah, Monstropolis. I don't know any one good area to get it from. Well, I know one, but part of the problem is it's just the one room I know, and then the rest of it's gonna have to be running around the level killing shit until something drops a Sinister Crystal. Keep just warping back to this point. Recently was wondering why Julian hasn't streamed in a while. I never really watched him, but I would get the notifications for his stream almost every day. I looked at his Twitter. I guess I know now what you meant with one of Chris's Twitch friends doing something bad when we were talking about Pro Jared. Yeah, that's him. He was the one. Cause Twitter is like does the thing where like it puts like some stuff from someone else's friends stuff on my timeline. They put that in there, and I was just like, it was a what was it? Twit longer or whatever it's called. And it was basically just him admitting to being a sex pest and sending pictures of himself to like to minors, and it's kind of like, oh, fuck off. That was a fun thing to read in the morning, and I wasn't sure if Chris had seen it. I was kind of like, oh. I saw today there was a article on the BBC where like some guy who like accused a bunch of like members of like the Tory party, or like high-ranking like members of the House of Lords and shit, of being like pedophiles and like members of pedophile ring, and did it convincingly enough to like get the police to spend like £2 million on an investigation into them. The inquiries during which that like some of the members just fucking died from old age or stress, which wasn't great. That guy's not getting done because it turns out the police in investigating to find out why he just basically fucking lied. Turns out the guy who did the reporting, pedophile. They found like, you know, the usual shit on his phone and his laptop and all that. And it basically just bears what I was repeating that one time. Anytime you see someone going like apeshit about this, or just like out of nowhere being like really proactively just fucking like kill pedophiles, raise an eyebrow. It's not what they're saying is wrong necessarily, but it's the favor with which they do it should make you go like, like, why are you suddenly doing this? Because there's always, like, it's just too much. It's like a pattern. It is a genuine fucking pattern. Just always raise your eyebrows and ask questions. Just always, you know, keep an eye on them. I think that makes like 22 individual. Well, no, it was like 21 kind of that Twitch guy in the gaming sphere, and then there's this one git outside. No, well, I said one git. There's bound to be tons of others. Projection can be a bitch. Meow. Hello. What? What's up with you? If I move the pet, you're just gonna run away, aren't you? Meow. Alright. If I move the pet, you're gonna run away? No. Yes. He's walking out of reach. You're a son of a bitch, Luigi. You're a son of a bitch. Alright, fine then. But yeah, nah, like, I fucking can't imagine what, like, all the friends of that guy, like Chris and all, would, like, must have been thinking or, like, feeling like that shit. Probably best not to continue, like, I forgot the word. I was gonna say looming. Looming's not the word. Looming is what I do to my cat to give him social anxiety. Stop standing on it. Like, standing on it? I don't know. I'm dying today. I'm dying every day. But today especially, because I was like, I'm on test work in work. Rumination. Yeah, ruminating on it. That'll do. Ruminating works. Thank you, Nocturne. Dwelling. Fuck me, dwelling. For God's sake. Oh. Jesus. Kill me. But yes, I've been on, like, test duty in work. Because apparently everyone basically gets stuck on test duty to help them learn the systems. And I tell you what, you don't learn shit from doing that. You just learn that the test system is terrible and you hate it. My English degree finally put to good use.
Ruminating is a good word for it. Yeah, like, fuck me, like, running the test systems, like, solving the problems is the hard bit. The actual, like, running the test stuff is easy. You can basically set it to, like, run all the scripts and stuff automatically that it needs to, like, fill in the steps in the simulators of the various systems that, like, interlock and form the product that we sell. But, it is just a pain in the ass. Because whenever you set it, either you're sitting there running the scripts manually, in which case you just, you know, you're just like slamming like / provision over and over again until that stops working, and then you have to like run down the list of, okay, what do I need for this specific step in these tests. Or you can set it to like go automatically, in which case you're just kind of sitting there staring at the ceiling of your phone for like 15 minutes until it ends. And I've been stuck doing like certain tests that
You know,
like certain tests that
couldn't ask for.
are just like, I did a set of tests where I basically need to like make one entirely by myself, and it's a pain in the ass like putting it together. It reminds me of this Dutch girl that I once met. She got really angry at me for wanting to take the same drink as everyone else. Turns out she had extreme problems with peer pressure. Fucking projection, man. Like, it's really easy to slip into projection. Like, projecting on other people and thinking you're not. Like, it's absurd how that works. We got a talk today from our owner today about how great we are randomly. I think he was just kind of bored and just wanted to do something. I mean, randomly praising your company and or employees. I swear it's probably more the company, wasn't it? But if it was the employees specifically, just randomly going like, yeah, my employees are pretty great. Is, you know, I mean, that's a better way to manage boredom than, you know, running into the office, screaming arbitrary punishment and just like pelting people with like rocks or whatever. Which he could have done. You don't know. He might have. He might have been considering it. Sinister crystals can only be found on Monstropolis because it's the only place we can find Unversed. And Unversed, it was basically just, you guys are all nailing it. Nice one. He is promoting synergy. Well, I guess that's nice. You just show up, go like, yeah, everyone, you fucking rad. You're rad. You fucking rule. You're doing it. What is he hiding? Is he projecting that he's great? Is he hiding something? Why is he praising? There's no praising in Belfast. Unless he's not from Belfast, in which case you know, like, go as normal. The vibrant orange tint that we have in this mode with this. I could really just run past all of these around fighting them, but they die so easily, it's still experience points, and I mean, there's no real harm. Besides, who knows if I'll need these materials for something else anyway.
Hope we find some ingredients around
I
here.
don't think I can fuse a Sinister Crystal, which would be my out right now, because I would just use a Wellspring Crystal and go back and grind another one of those. Which, you know, probably would they didn't go terribly, because it will be the new thing I desperately need. So we need 2 of them for the ultimate weapon itself once we have the right to make it. So it's the stone. So I feel like we have enough gems and all the other shit to actually make it ourselves if we had the right to make a Sinister Crystal. David, find a way to get me hired. I know I have no skills of use, but the company you work for sounds so much better. It's kind of the thing with like fucking recursiveness. How does it work? Like recursive programming, or just recursiveness in general? Reading the rulebook for the Devil May Cry 5 game, and it seems stylish as hell. So it's doing its job, in other words. That's good. Programming in this case. Basically the way of like doing it is like it's like recursively adding would be you have like a function like or a method, whatever term you want to use, and you'd have it would like you would like you'd make your first addition and then you check, is this the one I want? Like say you want like 3 and your addition is current thing plus 1 and you feed in 1 or 0 whatever. It will then if you feed in 0 say into your method and the method's okay, you brought in 0 plus 1 is 1 3, and if not, run program again, run the same method it's in again, just call it again from inside itself, and then that would pass on the 1 you now have, and then in this new instance of itself it would be 1 plus 1, that's 2, does the check again, is this 3, no, call itself again, hits the thing, like 2 plus 1 is 3 like is what we want, return 3, just return the number, and that will pass back to itself. It would then go down and complete pass back to the first instance and pass back until you get all the way back out to the top layer where you originally called the function. Like that's basically how it works. Like you just keep calling it inside itself, and it's basically just like forming layers essentially, or like building a little tower of this function's calls on top of itself. However you want to visualize it. It's probably like the imagery I'm using might be more confusing than helpful, but they want you like work your brain around it. It's not bad. You'll get the hang of it. I don't actually use recursiveness that much in my job. Thinking about it, all the bits of code I seem like is usually like not really like it's usually all just like fairly straightforward. Like, a lot of like little tricks like recursiveness and shit like that I haven't actually seen used in our code base. Yo! We're good. Haskell uses recursiveness like nuts. Help me, I'm dying. I'm so happy that I don't have to do anything today. I wish I could be like you, man. I wish I could have a day where I'm just not doing anything. A lot of my recent days off, I do mean recent in particular, has just been me in various forms of ow in my mouth. While having to be very careful that eventually it will hit its end condition, because otherwise it runs until it runs out of memory and everything will fall over. I.e. the number is now 3, so stop calling. Yes, that's the important part. Make sure you have like your escape condition and you define that well and carefully so you're not just constantly going until like everything is just shit and you run out of memory. That's fun, that one. Elder the Grey All Night, Gay All Night looks sweet looking. Looks pretty fucking sweet looking in the game. I was a surprise to see the fucking Time Horse is back and now it has a rider. My dog will get 1 or more of her teeth pulled out on Friday. Oh. I mean, that's probably for the best, but still, like, oh. Hope it goes well for... Like... Dogs do not deserve to be sad. Alright, let's go. Yes, Donald, let us go. Okay. Do we have it? We do. Alright, sick. What am I missing? Alright, yes. Okay, we're all good. Ugh. One of the expansions for the game is the Alpha and the Omega. I'll give you one guess who it adds as an enemy. I feel the motivation. She is old, she might not handle the anesthetic well. Oh, Jesus. I'm hoping she does, though. Like, that's... Oh. Yes, I can't actually get Ultimate Weapon yet, because the last Orichalcum Plus is in the Keyblade Graveyard itself. And we'll have to get it while we're going through there. Good luck, Amamli, Amamli's dog. Like, one part of the project I'm working on basically asks you to take some Haskell code and do the same thing in C. Oh, that's fun.
I like C well enough. That might sound weird, but I like it well enough. That's probably because I did my placement year and some, like, the first few months of this job in C. Let me tell you, I may not like Haskell, but it'd be nuts not to say it's compact as fuck. She's a tough old lady. That's good to know. C is like kind of like what is it, feature creep basically? It's like feature creep the language. There's like multiple variations of C. There's like, what is it? Like C99, C whatever. C11, which is like from 2011. What was the other one? It was like C16? Or like they ramping up for another one after C11? I forget exactly. There's like multiple like versions. There's at least 3 core versions of C. I remember this because it actually tripped up like our compilers and like when I was in my first team in this job, so we had to like specifically set all my compilers to run C99 revision. Cause like none of the additions made in C2011, because that would fuck everything up and ruin the code on the boxes. Because they changed things and like removed various ways of doing things or various little hacks we were using to get everything working properly and efficiently. Apparently, there are a lot of time C stuff just fucking broke in C 2011. One of my teachers basically said that C# is basically Java. He's right. Like, C# is basically just Java. Like, it is very, very similar in... Yeah, they basically just make it to compete with Java. It's like extremely similar in syntax and style. But, actually, I don't know what like the particular advantages of one over the other is beyond like Microsoft interworking C# into a lot of stuff, especially like web development stuff. Because Microsoft, but I don't know what the actual particular advantages of one over the other are. I haven't done a lot of C#, like I did a little bit of like web dev C# in the second team I was on in this job. A bit of C# in university, but it was mainly all Java in uni, and still basically is mainly Java for me. It's kind of funny because the project I'm on, the team I'm on work now, are like one of the core projects we're working on now is converting our entire code base from Perl 5 specifically, into Java with Java with Spring in particular, like the Spring library, whatever it is. The actual term. Yeah, no, Sinister Crystal. Fuck me. I think C#'s only advantage is the assload of libraries there are for it. I mean, hey, that's still quite an advantage. But yeah, like we're converting it into like Java with Spring using like someone's revised version of Spring called Spring Boot, which is like more efficient, packs a lot of like stuff together into like specific like packages of commands to make everything run more efficiently. And that's gonna be fun because eventually, apparently, we're all gonna have to like be all hands on deck for the conversion. And that'll be fun for me because I actually have like some Java. It's no Spring experience. Never done anything with Spring, so I'll have to study that. It'll be fun going back to Java. After spending the last several months like learning Perl and whatever fucking Cucumber Gherkin, whatever the hell it's called, the testing system we use, or the language, whatever framework we use for it's called. Spent most of the last week on C until we finally reached Java. I was only half listening to the C stuff, and when you said you spent the first months at sea, I thought you meant at sea as in the ocean. My briny days. Oh, the brine. It coalesces upon my chest sometimes, even now. But yes, that's kind of everything I need us to do before, like, we push into the final world of Kingdom Hearts 3. Which I am not going to do today because of the final sequence. Because once you get into this world, you're in. Like, the final sequence, you can technically leave at points, but the final sequence is fucking go. And we're just going to do it all in one fucking run. Because I do not want to interrupt that at all, otherwise the things I'll have to explain. Oh lord. But, yeah. that will be us for the night, I'd say, because I don't have anything else to do. Because from here, it's just all go. So, when will that stream be? Depending on if, because there's plans to see like John Wick 3 this weekend. If that's on Friday evening, then the stream will be Saturday night. If not, it might actually be Friday night. I might make it Friday night then. And then, oh boy, fucking prepare yourselves, because not only are we gonna get the fucking final leg of all of this, I have such sights to show you, and such secrets to tell you. We are going to be here for a while. And then there's the post-game. But yes, thank you all for coming out and watching. Hammer, David, and Amelie, and Nocturne, and whoever else is present but looking. And, yeah. Friday night or Saturday night, one of the two, depending on movie plans. Such secrets, oh. Nomura's wild ride has not even begun. So yeah, thanks for watching all, and see you next time, whenever that is.